Hey guys, Roxbox90 here with my countdown of the top 30 EDH Commander cards in the upcoming Gatecrash. So this is the final video, the last 10, the best 10, my favorite 10 of the set. And let's get right off the bat with Cryptghast. 3 in a black for a 2/2 Spirit with Extort. Again, Extort is awesome, especially in multiplayer EDH. And the ability is whenever you tap a swamp for mana, add 1 black to your mana pool. Notice it says tap a swamp, so you can use shock lands, dual lands, etc. And it essentially, quote-unquote, doubles your mana in a mono black deck. In multicolor decks, it allows you to have that extra black that you can shuttle into colorless and or the black that you need. Being a doubler 2/2 Extort for 4, kind of awesome. Gonna definitely see a lot of play. Number 9, Prime Speaker Zigana. 2 green, 2 blue for a 1/1. What? Merfolk Wizard. It enters the battlefield X plus 1. 1/1 counters on it where X is the greatest power among other creatures you control. And when it enters the battlefield, you draw cards equal to its power. So, though it clearly has the so-called drawback of that it requires you to have a creature in play, ideally a big creature, the fact that for 6 mana, it can be ideally, let's say, 4/4, 5/5, 6/6 is nice in and of itself, its own body, and the fact that it draws you cards equal to its power allows you to hopefully draw a whole bunch of cards from one shot. It also can, of course, play out into flicker and or bounce decks, which allow you to reuse her over and over again. Gonna be crazy, gonna be awesome. Definitely cool. Number 8, Luminat Primordial. It's 5 and 2 white for a 4/7 Vigilance. When it enters the battlefield, for each opponent, exile 1 target creature that player controls, and that player gains life equal to its power. So it's kind of like a Swords to Plowshares for each player. Comes into play, 1 Swords to Plowshares to each player. The only difference would be that it gains life equal to toughness, I believe. For Swords to Plowshares here, it gains equal to its power, but still being able to exile 1 creature from each of your opponents is really, really powerful, and a 4/7 Vigilance for 7 is nothing to be ignored. Number 7, we have Merciless Eviction, the EDH Wrath of the set. It's 4 white and a black for a sorcery that you choose 1, exile all artifacts, or exile creatures, or exile enchantments, or exile all planeswalkers. You only get to pick 1, but it is incredibly versatile, allows you to pick a bunch of different options, kind of like Austere Command, but what's not to be forgotten is that it exiles all planeswalkers, which is definitely a first on a Magic card, and exiling planeswalkers in EDH, where planeswalkers are a very, very large part of the game, given that many old destroy spells and wrath spells do not touch them, means that this one will sneak up and hopefully level out your opponent's planeswalkers. It also gives you the option to get rid of the other things that are causing you sorts of issues. Awesome, very, very powerful card, and that's why it's number 7. Number 6, we have Thespian Stage, which is a land that taps for a colorless, and then you can tap 2 colorless and tap it to make it a copy of target land and gains this ability. Why is it so awesome? Because it allows you to do Vesuva, which was always known as a powerful EDH card because it can steal powerful lands. You can now do this at whim. That is crazy. The fact that it regains the ability to do it over and over again makes it even more wild. Number 5, we have Boros Charm. Boros Charm is the best charm for EDH in the set, potentially the best charm in general. It's a red and a white instant that allows you to deal 4 damage to a player, or permanents you control are indestructible this turn, or target creature gains double strike. Why is it so good? The 4 damage to a player is not really that big a deal outside of killing a player, ideally, or getting that last bit of damage in, but the other 2 abilities are crazy. The fact that it makes all your permanents indestructible until end of turn is ridiculous, because almost any wrath effect that hits any permanence of yours that is a destroy effect, this can prevent it hitting you. Should never be underestimated just how powerful that can be in ending the game. It also can give target creature double strike, which is a huge deal for Voltron, especially for decks that use red and white, which tend to have aggro leanings. Being able to make your general Voltron deal a double strike is great. It also can allow you to get that last bit of damage through by making one of your huge tramplers or whatever. Really awesome. Very, very versatile card. Very, very nice. We'll definitely see lots of play. Number 4, we have Sepulchral Primordial, 5/2 black for a 5/4 Intimidate. And when it enters the battlefield for each opponent, you put a creature card from that player's graveyard into battlefield under your control. Realize that this essentially gives you massive card advantage because in EDH, almost every player will have stuff in their graveyards, and you will then be able to take one of their creatures and take it for yourself. But it also is just a nice, solid body creature, and its ability is fantastic. Imagine flickering it, bouncing it, whatever. You can only imagine this gets even more crazy. Number 3, the last 3, Diluvian Primordial, 5 and 2 blue for a 5/5 flying. Even better body, and the flying is, of course, really nice to have. When it enters the battlefield for each opponent, you may cast a 1 target instant or sorcery from the player's graveyard without paying its cost, and you will exile it instead of putting it back in the graveyard. This is ridiculous. Spell Twine, which is a card that costs 1 less, and allows you to take one of your spells and one of your opponent's spells and cast them and then exile them, is a ridiculously powerful EDH card. It gives you massive card advantage and allows you to reuse some of the most powerful spells of the game so far. This guy lets you use from everyone's graveyard except yourself. But even so, everyone's graveyard for a simple cost of 7, and you get a 5/5 body with flying. My jaw just hit the floor. Number 3. Crazy awesome card. Crazy. What could possibly be better? I don't know if it's exactly better, but I'm going to say it's number 2. Sylvan Primordial, 5 and 2 green for a 6/8 reach. Huge body. Really, really cool. When it enters the battlefield, for each opponent, destroy a target non-creature permanent that player controls. Say what? Non-creature permanent player controls. Each opponent, you destroy 1. Terrastodon, I'm taking you out of my deck. That's insane. And for each permanent you destroy this way, you search your library for a forest card and put it in the battlefield tapped. Not a basic land, a forest card. Primeval, again, please. Wow. This is bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Makes Terrastodon look like old news. Wolfall Primus, unless I need your persist, you are leaving the deck. This guy is coming in, and he is ridiculous. And number 1 will be, in my opinion, the best single EDH commander card in Gatecrash. No one saw this coming. Aurelius Fury. X and a red and a white for an instant that deals X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or players. Tap each creature dealt damage this way, and players dealt damage this way can't cast non-creature spells this turn. Alright, do I even have to really go into why this card is awesome? Not really, but I guess I'll just point out. One of the very few little things is that it does an X damage spell, instant speed, that can be divided up with no additional cost. So you can divide it however you like with no additional cost. It's no fireball cost, no comet storm cost. You just divide it up however you choose. Oh, and then any creature dealt damage this way is tapped. Oh, what's up that blocking of my general? I think not. That blocking of the damage that needs to get through? I think not. That the fact that you dealt damage this way can't cast non-creature spells. Remember, 1 damage dealt to that player, they can't cast non-creature spells this turn. Oh, what, they're going to try to win the game on you with a combo piece? Too bad. Aurelius Fury stepping in to completely own the game for you. Aurelius Fury is crazy, so good. I can't even imagine all the ways this card is going to kill people, but it is ridiculous, and that's why it's number 1 for me. So, let me know what you guys think, if you agree with my list. I think these are all powerful cards. They're all going to see play. They're all cool. They're all awesome. But tell me what you think about it in the comment section below. As well, check out my channel sponsors below in the description. And as always, Roxabox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.